So my school that I chose was called ATG Kindergarten and Nursery, and it's located in Tokomachi, Japan. And their philosophy is they go by Honyaradu, and it's where everyone gathers to eat, play, enjoy, and learn regardless of the season. And the architects are these people, and they really incorporate that into their buildings and projects. And so this is the school, and this is like inside, and it's just one of their water structure areas that they use. And then this is the outside, and they like strategically built that hill as like when it snows there, because it like snows a lot in their region, and they use that for like sledding and building snow structures and stuff like that. And then it's just another area that's like both inside and outside, so there's like you could close that and like that area will be inside, but if it's warm and stuff, they have that open for just like a more open space for play, and then there's like a area for just coloring, and it's pretty plain, so like it just has like a blank canvas for students to just be creative. So the architecture's goals and values are, they like start with, they know that it's important for character growth, and so building that, they exchange ideas with kindergarten teachers, and they also hold workshops with the children and parents, and they communicate together for that. And they also have like surveys and stuff that they use. And then with that, they focus on improving and updating whatever they think needs it. And then they also incorporate sustainability within the curriculum, and and then they just are trying to incorporate the 4 seasons within their environment. And so their physical environment, they have open spaces where play is encouraged, and then they have enclosed smaller spaces where they encourage independent calming activities. And then they have child-sized door frames, which I have pictures of and stuff, and then furnitures, and they're all like, most are child size. And then they have a bunch of places to choose their own play space. And they have different elements within that play space, like fireplaces and water tanks and kitchens. And then they have soft lighting and different lighting depending on where and what they're trying to communicate. And then and so then I got from our text, they develop wonder and scientific investigation, and a scientist is one who wonders, asks questions, and tries out different ways to answer them. And so I think that this environment caters to that, because they like are able to be scientists and just see what different ways they want to learn. And then this is the area that they just have like an open area for play and stuff, and there's a smaller door. And then they have their like dining area, and they have outdoor seating and as well as indoor. And then also they going like with temporal environment, they have the routine of making meals for their classmates and having meals together. And they also have like labels on their tables that just indicate who sits where. And so then their temporal environment, they have access to their own materials, and then they have like a small window. They have like small windows made to see through openings, and then they have a book nook, versus like open area libraries. They have both, so they have the option to choose which one works for them best. And then they have the routine of eating together and serving each other meals. So, and then in our book, I found that beyond the five senses, humans also experience equilibrioception, and that's the sensing of movement and balance and finding our bodies in space. And I thought that was like a really good way to just say that they just need all of that stuff or they get to practice that stuff during routines and like choosing. And so these are pictures of the temporal environment. So they built like windows to see through and like steps up to it, and then they have like a book area, like it's really secluded, and then versus like the open area library where they could just grab a book and read together. And then they also changed the lighting in each of the rooms. So their social, cultural, and interpersonal environment is really important to them. So they built a cafe within the school, and it's in like the play yard for parents and teachers to like meet and stuff. And so they just like have that implemented already into their school. So it's just like an area for them to do that. And then so I found that the children's identity develops at home, and their sense of self and family connections are tested when they are going to school every day. And then to support that, institutions remind them of the strength of their family and their heritage. And then in Tokamachi, there's a heavy snowfall that occurs during school season, and they designed the school specifically for like lots of snowfall. So they built that little ramp area, and there's also a small hill for those activities, and like for their social cultural environment, they have they use like that snow element, and they have a snow festival that showcases like a talent show, and so that's just like in their community already, and so they like implement that into their school environment. So I thought that was cool that they have that. And then yeah, so like they introduce climate aligned education to the everyday lives, and because they'll need it like in the future. And then I also found this, so like going back to their like water structure, they also have I'm not sure if it's this one specifically in their school, but it's just like another design that the architects built. And so it's just like a simulation of like a mountain rivers, and then they have like a board gate to control the water flow into the city, and then like emerging, and just like a bunch of different examples of how water is used in our environment and how that uses energy and stuff. And then that's what it looks like in real time. And then yeah, and these are just other pictures, like that's their water structure that they use to do stuff. And then they have like a blank open wall of just random like colors for them to just explore and create their own things. And as well as the outside area, they have like a swing. It's like the indoor outside area, and so they have like a swing and a sand pit and a small sink. And so my reflection is I learned that they use sustainable practices daily, and they introduce the scientific climate of the personal areas at an early age, and this way the kids can use it in their everyday lives and promote it to their families and community. And I also enjoyed that learning that the architects collab with teachers and families to create the most effective learning environment. And then the parts I'd use in my class is having some sort of water structure. I thought that was really, really cool. And display the different water systems through our state, like such as Oregon. I would put like waterfalls, like the dams and the gorges, and how streams flow together and stuff, and just use like our environment around us. And yeah, and then something that I would do differently is I would have lots of photos and stories of their homes and families, and then also display their projects around the classroom. And yeah, and that's it, my references.